I'd like to call the Tuesday, November 5th, 2019 Papillion City Council meeting to order. Mrs. Brown, would you please take the roll?
Sunday, Mumgard, Gaines, Glover, Jaworski, Klug, Stubbe, Ingberg.
We have a number of scouts with us tonight, and I actually want to invite them up to lead the pledge for us. Gentlemen. Thank you. Do we have an affidavit of publication on file?
We do.
And a current copy of the Open Meetings Act is posted in the back of the council chambers. We had published on the agenda a presentation tonight to give a proclamation to Paul Schroeder. He retired from the library board, but he wasn't able to make it tonight, so we're going to pull that from the agenda, and we'll do that at a later time. Ms. Myers, Administrator's report, please.
Thank you, Mayor. You may have noticed a handout at your seat regarding MAPPA. I just wanted to give you a quick update. If you recall, we entered into an interlocal agreement to partner with MAPPA, Sarpy County, and the City of Gretna for the PAL study, the Planning and Environmental Linkage Study. Well, they had a committee that's working together now to make the selection of the consultant to conduct the study. Mark Sturzma sits on that committee, and I think they met the last couple weeks and are narrowing down that selection of the consultant. And then we expect that process to take between 12 and 18 months. But again, they go through and identify possible access points along the I-80 interchange or where it will be. So I will keep you posted relative to that. Just a reminder, too, that the Public Safety Committee is scheduled to meet next council meeting or before the council meeting on November 19th. If you recall, this is a follow-up to our previous meeting. The committee directed city staff to prepare concepts for improving traffic in downtown Papillion. Again, these concepts are ready to present, so we'll present those to the committee on November 19th. Also, good news, the future growth and development map that we had presented to Sarpy County for approval was approved today. And again, what that will do is that identifies our future growth area. In addition, the interlocal agreement for pilot fees was approved by Sarpy County. You're going to be asked to consider that later on the agenda. Also, we have a meeting next Tuesday, November 12th at 6 p.m. to go over our branding and our messaging. This is a follow-up to our Kid Glove meeting a couple months ago. And then lastly, a Papillion Landing update. A lot going on, right, Lori? Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, we do have our tour scheduled for Thursday beginning at 5 p.m., so I hope all of you can make it as elected officials. I've invited department heads as well that have not had an opportunity to look at the facility. And we also have some really good news. Lori her team kicked off selling memberships last Friday. They've already sold over 100 memberships in 2 days. So very, very good news, a lot of interest. Relative to the schedule, the Papillion Landing will open to the early bird members on January 11th and to the general public on January 13th. We're tentatively planning a grand opening and ribbon cutting for March 13th. And then also we're including some free hours so the public can get in the facility, take a look at a group of activities. So I think those free hours are scheduled for January 24th and February 21st. So we will get more information out as those days get closer. So that's the end of my report.
Thank you very much. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Councilman Jaworski. Second by Councilwoman Klug. Do we have any proponents? Any opponents? Council discussion? Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Next is item D1, Ordinance 1855, an ordinance to amend Section 205-119 of Article 21, Chapter 205 of the Papillion Zoning Ordinance, Downtown Overlay District Amendment. Is there a council member that will introduce? Introduced by Councilman Klug. Item E1, Ordinance 1858, an ordinance to approve an amendment to the 2019-2020 fiscal budget. This is a public hearing. I'll open it. Do we have any proponents? Do we have any opponents? I'll close the public hearing. Item F1, Ordinance 1854, an ordinance to amend Sections 9-2, 9-3, and 9-4 of Chapter 9 Boards, Commissions, and Committees of the Papillion Municipal Code to reflect amendments to the Library Board bylaws. Is there a motion to approve Ordinance 1854? Motion by Councilman Sunday, second by Councilman Ingberg. Is there any council discussion? Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Item F2, Ordinance 1857, an ordinance to amend the City of Papillion ward boundaries to incorporate SID number 143 Eagle Ridge, SID number 179 Eagle Crest, SID 184 Eagle Hills, SID 209 River Chase, and SID 213 Walnut Creek Estates, as well as 2 areas zoned mixed use and light industrial in the southwest portion of the city limits as annexed by Ordinance 1841. Is there a motion to approve Ordinance 1857? Motion by Councilman Jaworski, second by Councilman Stube. Any discussion? Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Item F3, Resolution R19-0204. This is a public hearing and a vote. A resolution to approve a Class CK liquor license for Summer Nights LLC doing business as El Chicano Mexican Bistro, 120 Olson Drive, Suite 101, and manager application for Juan M. Magana. This is a public hearing. I'll open it. Do we have any proponents? Is the applicant here? Okay. You want to come up for a second? Just because we don't have a long agenda,
Yes, sir.
use it as a time for a commercial. Tell us about your restaurant and what you're doing, and
Okay, my name's Juan Magana. I live real close to here. It's on 196 in Harrison area. So I'm opening up a Mexican restaurant. I have a passion for Mexican food. Obviously, grew up Mexican. I was lucky enough to grow up with Mexican food. But my second favorite is Chinese, just an FYI. And there's a great place right next to the place that I just currently took over. But I currently have a place downtown in the Capital District. It's on 10th and Capitol. It's called Epoca Cantina. Before that, I had another place at Dundee called the Hoppy Taco, and that's on 50th and Underwood. And then the one before that is the Corner Kick, which is 138th and P Street in Millard, next to Hobby Lobby. And this is my fourth endeavor. But I was a teacher for 8 years, elementary teacher, and ultimately I thought I was going to become a principal. But I got into the restaurant business, just passionate about being a server, bartender, and just managing a business in general. I decided to move into that versus teaching, and now I just enjoy providing service to local staff, community. I work with schools around the areas where I have the other restaurants, and let's say there's parent-teacher conferences. I like to provide food for those teachers because I know they have long hours there, and I've been there. I like to sponsor teams for soccer, for football, for baseball, and all that. I'm a community type of person. Before I got into education, we moved from Texas, but I grew up 3 hours away, which is Lexington, Nebraska. I'm giving you my whole thing. Before that, I was in the Army. So I was in the military for 4 years, got out, went down to Texas with my wife because she didn't want to live in Nebraska, just in the small town of Lexington, that's why. Convinced her to come to Omaha, and ever since, she's like, we're not going anywhere else. And so I decided I'm going to make it a lifelong career and try to help out as many people as I can along the way.
Yeah, appreciate it. And I think one of the things I like about the story is just how it is community and it's kind of home, and we value those kind of businesses. And been to your place a couple of times now, and it's fantastic. So thanks for what you're doing.
Thanks. So it's currently open. So I purchased a place that's called Pato Loco, Mexican restaurant, but I changed the name to rebrand it, give it a fresh start, and it's going to be called El Chicano Mexican Bistro. And Chicano is a word, it's used and not used in some areas, but it's just somebody born here to Mexican parents. So my parents came from Mexico, Guadalajara, and Guanajuato years ago, and I was born here, and so technically I am Chicano, and that's where that word comes from.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other proponents? Do we have any opponents? Seeing none, any council discussion? If not, please vote. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the public hearing. I'll close the public hearing. Do we have a motion to approve Resolution R190204? Motion by Councilman Jaworski, second by Councilwoman Klug. Any council discussion? Now you can vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Item F4, Resolution R190220, a resolution to approve an employee fitness incentive benefits. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R190220? Motion by Councilman Ingberg. Second by Councilman Jaworski. Do we have any proponents? Any opponents? Council discussion? Please vote.
Eight yeas, 0 nays.
I want to thank the work of Lori, your staff, and the committee as well that got us to that resolution. Item F5, Resolution R190221, a resolution to approve the Third Amendment to the Granite Lake Subdivision Agreement. Do we have a motion to approve Resolution R190221? Motion by Councilman Glover, second by Councilman Gaines. Do we have any proponents? If you'd state your name for the record.
Consulting Group, 10909 Mill Valley Road, Omaha. Just here to answer any questions regarding this amendment to the subdivision agreement.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other proponents? Do we have any opponents? Any council discussion or questions? Please vote.
Eight yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Thank you. Item F6, Resolution R190224, a resolution to approve release of an easement granted by George H. and Catherine M. Schwer for construction and operation of a water supply well. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R190224? Motion by Councilman Stubbe. Second by Councilman Jaworski. Do we have any proponents? Opponents? Council discussion. Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. F7, Resolution R190225, a resolution to approve to authorize the signing of the year-end certification of city street superintendent form. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R190225? Motion by Councilman Klug. Second by Councilman Gaines. Do we have any proponents? Opponents? Council discussion. Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Related item F8, Resolution R190226, a resolution to authorize the signing of the municipal annual certification of program compliance form. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R190226? Motion by Councilman Ingberg. Second by Councilman Jaworski. Proponents? Any opponents? Council discussion. Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. F9, Resolution R190228, a resolution to approve the revised interlocal agreement for the contribution and allocation of Omaha Public Power District payments in lieu of taxes. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R190228? Motion by Councilman Glover. Second by Councilman Jaworski. Do you have any proponents? Are there any opponents? Any council discussion? Mr. Ingberg.
Just wanted to comment and tell Chris and Amber, she was involved too, that they did a nice job negotiating this agreement, because since we last spoke about it, it's changed quite a bit and reflects some interest in things that weren't in place before. So thanks for all your help. I think you did a really good job with it.
Thank you. Any other council discussion or questions? Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. And just for more education, if there's people that are following the whole discussion of sewer south of the ridge line and future development, that vote was the funding mechanism for that. So that was actually a vote that's probably got a generational impact on this community. So again, thank you very much for all the negotiations on that. Item F10, Resolution R190229. A resolution to approve an assignment and assumption agreement between Nebraska Family Health Systems, LLC, and Papillion Hospital Partners, LLC. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R190229? Motion by Councilman Jaworski, second by Councilman Glover. Any proponents? Opponents? Any council discussion? Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. It's all the regular agenda items. Committee reports, I believe F&A met. Any report?
Just a brief one, Mayor. F&A met tonight to discuss a recommendation from the Finance Director regarding our fiscal agent, our municipal advisor. They went out for some RFPs and it was narrowed down to 3, I believe. And after some discussion with Chris, the city administrator, and the finance director Nancy Hypes, the committee unanimously recommended Piper Jaffray, and that recommendation will come to the whole council for approval.
Thank you very much. I don't think any other committees met. I know F&A is going to continue a meeting, but that's afterwards. Any comments from the floor? We got a lot of students here. You guys got to come up and introduce yourselves and let us know why you're here. And you can just start standing up and coming because we'll wait. Got to come on up. Let us know who you are and what brings you out.
Hi, I'm Cade Swanson, and I'm here for a project. Well, we just have to attend here for a project for a government class at Papillion La Vista South.
I'm Graham Gasu, and I'm here for the same reason, so.
I'm Noah Koch, and I'm here for the same reason.
I'm Amy Wagner, and I'm here for the same reason, too.
Jack Lindsay, same.
I'm Elijah Stroh-Snyder. I'm here for my Applied Learning Project from Papillion South.
My name's Jacob Valentine, and I'm here for the same.
I'm Maddie, and I'm here for the same.
Thank you very much.
You know.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Trader Livingston. I'm here for a scout requirement.
I'm Samuel Graham, and I'm here for a scout requirement, too.
I'm Brett Brown, and I'm here for a scout requirement.
I'm Aaron Hines, and I'm here for a scout requirement.
I'm Kaden Knowlton, and I'm here for a scout requirement.
Got a few more.
I got a question.
Mr. Mubgard.
Okay, hold it. I've got a question. What is the scout requirement? What are you supposed to be doing here? Who wants to say? Come on back up.
We are learning about the priorities of what the mayor's job is.
How about us? Councilman?
And you.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I'm Corey Hearn, and I'm here for the same. I'm Rollo Kirby, and I'm here for the same thing as well.
I'm Logan Griggs, and I'm here for the same reason.
I'm Zachary Wilkin, and I'm here for the same reason.
I'm Eli Humphreys, and I'm here to learn about the government.
Thank you very much. I did spend about an hour with the scouts ahead of time talking about a lot of the government, but if there's other students, if you got any specific questions, a number of us will hang around afterwards if you've got those. Any other comments from the floor? Seeing none, any council comments? Just a couple things from the last couple of weeks. Ms. Myers and I attended some United City Sarpy teleconferences. We've been meeting almost on a weekly basis. A lot of it's been sales tax conversations, trying to strategize the whole idea of sales tax transparency and auditability at the city level. And we're working to strategize how we get more of that with the legislature. There's some good progress being made. Hopefully we can update folks on as things come together there. Ms. Myers had a student follow her for a day, Anna Ewell, so spent some time visiting with her about city government and city administrator. And I think Mr. Glover was there. The Lions Club had their Stepping Up for Vets event at Veterans Park, inaugural event, and that went very well. Thank you, Tony, for helping there. The Papillion 150 has had several meetings, and just another plug, if you're involved in any civic group or organization, not-for-profit, and they're not aware of the Papillion 150, make sure they get plugged in, because there'll be a lot of ability to raise awareness of the civic groups over the next year. A lot of things being planned there, and I think Winter Wonderland will really be the kickoff of that whole thing. This weekend, Quidditch is coming to Papillion. I had to spend a lot of time on YouTube trying to understand what it is, but it's a unique sport, but it actually, if people are not aware, it actually has become a collegiate sport. And there was a national site selection that was going on to determine where the regional finals were going to be held for the collegiate level. And Papillion won the bid at the Papillion Landing, and that's going to be held this weekend. And actually, we won a 2-year bid, and it's the only site in the nation that's been granted a 2-year bid for Quidditch. The economic impact, there are, I think, 14 colleges coming in from 10 different states over 2 or 3 days. So they're staying in the hotels, eating in the restaurants. So this has a very serious economic impact. So I want to thank Fred Huey and Sarpy Tourism and Lori for making that happen. I think it'll be a nice way to showcase the landing and what we can be doing. And it'll be a good test run for the staff. So encourage people to come out over the weekend and see what Quidditch is. Sarpy County Economic Development had a quarterly meeting, and when they were talking about the top 10 building permits in all of Sarpy County, Papillion had 9 of the 10. And when you looked, I think, at the top 50, we probably had maybe about half of them. So again, a lot happening, a lot of economic development. Staff had a luncheon for the employees and service awards. Mr. Ingberg was a chili tester, along with a number of the other staff, so thanks for coming out and supporting that. And then we did have another United Cities meeting, starting to think about the next legislative session. Again, most of that's going to be trying to understand the economic incentive package that the state's putting out, what's going on with property taxes and what's going on with sales tax. I think that'll be most of the focus. But again, if you've got any areas of interest related to state legislation, it's not too early to let us know what those are, because some of the interim studies are going on, and then we can start preparing those probably for the next 2-year session. I think those are the major things. Again, the reminder of the Public Safety Committee on 11/19, again, just for the public, looking at downtown and the crosswalks and calming of traffic. Public Safety Committee has made a number of recommendations. The professional staff is working those recommendations. They're going to be bringing back on the November 19th committee meeting a package for consideration, and then whatever the Public Safety Committee ends up recommending will come to the full council. So that'll be on November 19th. Again, the Quidditch this weekend. Papillion Landing memberships are now on sale, and if somebody buys one between now and the end of the year, I believe they get 2 months free, and then they'll also get in early in January. So encourage people to look at that. That's all I had. Any other council comments? Mr. Jaworski.
Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you to Sampson Construction because of what they've done down at the landing. I think once people go down there and really see this, it's going to be eye-popping, I guess would probably be the easiest way to say it. It's absolutely beautiful. And the costs that they saved a lot of money to where we'll still be able to put the softball fields in. To me, that's amazing. And also they build office building in Papillion, and I think everybody from this council should go show up and show support to these guys, because when people see what we got, we're pretty lucky. So thank you, Sampson.
Thank you. Any other council comments? Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by Councilman Glover. Second by Councilman Gaines. Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
We are adjourned.